All right, guys. Let's see what we got here. There's certainly going to be a little delay between what we have on StreamYard and what we have on YouTube. Go ahead and grab a link. All right. Sorry for getting this all together like this last minute. It's been a long day at the office. And I'm going to try to All right, let's see if we can make this work. Don't think that's working. All right, guys. So I see a couple people are watching. Hi. Sorry that I'm still trying to put this stuff together. Bear with me just a moment. I'm trying to get this. Let's see if this works. All right, that seems to work. Groovy. All right. Hey, everybody. Sam Quinton with Sinopa Publishing right here in Frankfort, Kentucky. We are going to go live. Let's go ahead and put this on X as well. All right, cool. There we go. How is everyone doing tonight? All right, let's go ahead and present, share screen, Kickstarter, yeah. All right, everyone. 117 backers, 54 minutes left. $2,040 of our $5,000 goal. So it looks like we are very unlikely to fund. However, if you haven't pledged yet, please do so. Let's at least make little number get bigger. And who knows if enough of the 200 and some backers who still have the campaign saved that haven't pledged yet, if enough of them pledge, we actually just might pull off a stunning last-minute victory. I am being ever the optimist. All right. So let me pull this up here. I hope you guys will excuse me. I had not had dinner yet. It's been a long day. I'm going to snack while we watch this. Snack being an improper term. It's actually my dinner for tonight. Little Chinese chicken, as it were. General So, I think is how it's pronounced. But yeah. Rayne of Ages issue 4. I just got off the phone with Nick Capone, who is a fantastic person to work with, by the way. Stunning professional. Love working with him. Nick is continuing on pages, of course, because we are scheduled to be finished with the interiors in the next few days. This particular campaign, the goal was to meet the goal so that we could pay for our lettering, recoup the costs we have on covers, and then, of course, pay for printing and shipping for backers. And then the between that and the Kickstarter fees and the relevant taxes and everything, that would about killed the $5,000 there. But um, uh, he had some ideas about what to do with our relaunch. Right now, we're looking at relaunching in March for four. There's a few things coming up that we might do a little differently. Um, this particular campaign, we really tried to make sure that it was going to fit people who were looking for, to get the book on a budget, and we didn't really have any higher priced items that we offered, and that was probably a mistake because if we had had like some $40 or $50 price tiers, that could have made a huge difference. It may not have funded us with just 117 people, but it could have gotten us a hell of a lot closer. So for all of you who are watching, and it looks like we've got a couple of people watching on X. How's it going, guys? And if you're on X, I'm trying to check back and forth periodically so I can see what your comments are. Um, or if you come over to YouTube, I'll see that a little more directly because I only have one monitor. I am a primitive little dude. Um, probably, probably a bad way to put that, I guess. But yeah, Rayne of Ages, issue 4. So let's talk about Rayne of Ages and what it's about. If you are a reader, please comment as well. Let us know what you think. But Rayne is the last surviving member of an ancient order of elven mystic warriors. They are practitioners of magic and swordplay who are basically this order that serves at the whim of the queen directly, known as the Rochelin. Now, a little behind the scenes stuff on that. My D&D years go way back, and I was having a game with a couple of very dear friends of mine shortly before they both went off to the Navy, and it was the third edition or 3.5, I think, actually. And we wanted to have a pickup game for the weekend. I had just come back from elsewhere, where I was back in the day when I used to work for paramilitary companies, security companies, and paramilitary contractors and stuff like that, way back when. And I was going to be home for about a week or so, I thought. And so I said, well, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll have a game. And so it was just the three of us. They took and they made up some characters, and I went through the DMG and I rolled a couple little random things just to throw some weird stuff in there. And the city not the city, the little village they were starting in was the town of Tinsy, and Tinsy, in the third edition or the 3.5, I forget which one it was. They're basically identical for the most part, but there's a section in there on prejudices of the locals and whatnot, and they had already rolled up characters, and they had a barbarian, a human barbarian, and then a halfling. I rolled up the local prejudice, and they were extremely hateful of halflings, like lynch mob, like hateful for halflings. So that made some interesting adventure there. But eventually, the people of Tinsy, because of course, adventurers being adventurers, they squatted down there, and that was what they were basing out of. And so they they kind of turned the tide a little bit. The locals starting accepting halfling and grew to like him, and he kind of became this heroic figure, which is weird when you're a thief. And a long way from they were when the first day, a bunch of them tied him up and tried to hang him from a hitching post, which is just insult to injury, right? But the whole adventure gave rise to this setting that I worked on for these guys. And that first game night, we played through the entire thing I had done, and we ate, and we wanted to play some more. And so I was like, all right, well, we'll wing it. And we had one of these things where you just kind of go with the flow and let the story take you where it will. And I created, new lore, oftentimes just right on the fly, not even stuff I had in like my unused pile, but just stuff on the fly. And what was really cool about that is that we got to discover the setting and the world together. So fast forward, we play through that entire night, like God, the wee hours of the morning. Get a little bit of sleep, we get up, we eat. And I asked my buddies, what they want to do, and they want to game some more. I'm like, all right, cool. So give me about 45 minutes or something. So I whip up a new adventure based on the stuff we've done that night. We're back to it. And this repeated itself day after day after day for the entire week I was expecting to be home. So I got a call from one of the companies I contracted to, and they needed me a little earlier than expected. So I grabbed my DMG and my player's handbook and like three or four other books in this binder I was taking notes in. And I told the guys, we'd start again when I came back because they were, like I said, they were going to be heading off to the Navy, but they weren't leaving for another like 4 months or so, or 5 months or whatever. And so I run up to the airport. And I fly out to where we're going, and this job that I expected to be at for like 3 weeks or a month ended up wrapping up in like 4 days. So I came back and I would call the guys and say, "Hey, any chance you guys can get to the airport?" And of course, they're like, "Yeah, are we going to game when you get back?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can do that." And so this kind of repeated really heavy for the next couple of months. I would go out on a job and it would last, instead of lasting like a month or two, like a week, 2 weeks, or whatever. And I'd come back and we would game nonstop, and then built up this huge, huge mythos and all this world that we did just through play and integrating and making stuff that made sense for those characters. And so my buddies went off to the Navy, and I didn't see them again for a very long time. But I went on a job and I got hurt fairly badly, and ended up having to sit it out for a while. I ended up working for my friend who I had sold my comic shop to a long time ago. He needed someone to help run the shop along with the staff. And so I came back. I was helping out at the shop, and then I started running D&D game using that same setting. And that setting was more and more popular as we continued to introduce it to people. And so I kind of kept it. I actually still have the original binder from all the way back in 2001, if you can believe that. That binder's 23 years old. And yeah, the the guys really did inspire me a lot, and I still consider them very dear to this day. I haven't seen them in a while, and I'm gonna have to make sure I connect them pretty soon. But when I started writing the tarot adventures, particularly, I wanted to integrate that setting and kind of firm it up a little bit. And so as we started Rayne and decided to incorporate that into the tarot adventure setting, some of these things come from that original campaign 23 years ago. And one of those is the Brochelle and Rochelin, the ancient order of elven mystic warriors that Rayne belongs to. So that was a really, really just really long explanation of where that came from. But these guys are these elven badass mystic warriors and paladins, and really fanatically devoted to their queen and their country. And in the original campaign, empire is what it was referred to, and it had fallen over 1,000 years ago to basically the zombie apocalypse. And so what we have here is Rayne, who had just passed her initiation into the order as this great cataclysm was unfolding around them. And then through the events in issue one, gets frozen in time, basically locked in stone until she's revived in the modern day era of the setting. And so as we proceed through these first 5 issues of Rayne of Ages, which is our introductory story arc. We are titling it Blood and Stone. Um, we're starting to reveal a little bit of just how much time has passed, and revealing to Rayne the devastating changes that have occurred in the land that she once was sworn to defend. So it's a really cool story that I get to work with. This thing that I've always kind of had in my back pocket and that I've broken out for D&D games and just had a really good time with. So I'm always looking forward to sharing more of that with everyone. Hey, we've actually got 2 people watching concurrently. Great, guys, thanks. That's just on YouTube. What's our X look like? Looks like we got a few people watching there too. Cool, thanks, guys. 14 people last count. All right, cool. Need to turn this off, I think. Oh well. There we go. Hopefully that does the trick. I guess I should probably put this to the Facebook crowd too. Bear with me. But the whole thing with Rayne of Ages this time on this campaign, I think really the big thing that affected our turnout was just the fact that our social media posts did not get a lot of traction. We were competing with a lot of things going on in the world for space. You've got the U.S. presidential election, and then of course the war occurring in Eastern Europe. All the things that are happening in Latin and Southern and South America. All the activity going on with the disasters that are occurring from nature and man-made disasters as well. So, well, those are pretty persistent. I mean, we just had a huge conflict. And by and large, I think the election was really one thing that really clobbered us. All right. Hey, we got another backer. Woohoo! 118. That brings us to 2050. We got 40 minutes. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would be absolutely amazed if we raised $3,000 in 40 minutes. That would absolutely blow my mind. But like I said, if we don't fund tonight, we're going to relaunch in March. At least that's the plan right now. Nick had a couple of cool ideas we'll look at, see what their feasibility is. And then we'll take and make sure that we can really knock her out of the park with the coming campaigns. So, guys, for those of you who are messaging me in Facebook and X, I'm not going to be able to respond to y'all right now. If you want to come on the live stream, I think I can do that, actually. I think I can get an invite to you. So let me know if you want to be on the live stream. We got about 40 minutes left in the campaign, and I intend to stream all the way down to the bottom. It has been a long time since one of my campaigns was funded, but it feels like yesterday. I'll tell you guys, when they don't fund, you feel it. I think it's actually been like 2 years, I think, maybe 3 years since the campaign of mine didn't reach full. By and large, we've been really blessed that people have come out and supported our the project so strongly. I think this time it was just bad timing on my part, but we'll come back and we'll get Rayne of Ages 4 and then Rayne of Ages 5, and then we'll get the whole trade together and everything. Sorry about that. There we are. Cool. See if we got any comments. No comments. We've got some viewers. We don't have any comments. Looks like we've got 2 people watching on Facebook, 2 on YouTube, and we're still showing 14 views. So those might not be people who are watching, just views in general. All right. There we go. Let's get back to the campaign. So, one of the things about Rayne of Ages as well is that some of the stuff that we're incorporating into future stories comes from things from other Sinopa products, from adventures from my table. So, for example, issue 6 is basically going to be, hey, spoilers, is going to be a telling of Rain and Lana and Ta and Delia all in um, the context of the adventure Death Comes to Glenfollow, which we put out back in 2019. So we're gonna put the girls through the ringer on that one, but I think that it'll be something that'll be a lot of fun, at least for me. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy writing it. Let's see here. Oh, I can't show that yet. That's gonna be gorgeous. Got art coming in too right now, so that's always fun for the secret project in February. So for all of you who have been asking for hints about that, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. But I expect that we should have an announcement in a couple of weeks. It should be, I guess, right before Thanksgiving. If I have anything to say about it, which since it's a licensed project, I don't really have as much to say about it as you might expect. But it should be pretty cool. Let's see here. I'm going to eventually have to get multiple monitors and upgrade the desktop and everything. We need to do more stuff like that so that we can stream a little easier. And I put up the little backdrop screen this time, the virtual screen, I should say, so that we could take and conceal the messy little cabinet behind me, the little small shelf that I keep back there to hold stuff like my tape for packing up, crowdfunding errand words and stuff like that. 35 minutes. Whew, I tell you. I'm a really big believer. Oh, I can't. I was going to go to messages for a second, and then I realized I can't. I'm doxing everyone there. I'm a really big believer in working all the way to the last minute and never giving up and always trying. And that's how we got 47 Furious Tales issues out, because every single time we've launched that, the first time it's failed. But issue four is going to fund on the first time. I'm sure of it. Of course, I said that for issue 3, and I said that for issue 2. But we'll see. Man, sorry to be stuffing my face while I'm doing this, but I'm starving, guys. Absolutely starving. Let's go through the campaign a little bit. We probably, like I said, we need to do more mid-level reward tiers. We tried to keep it simple for this one, and this time simple just did not pay off. We had over 100 backers, which is always a good sign for an indie book. Gorgeous cover by Aisha Senev. Gorgeous cover by Walter Giovanni. The colors on this are done by Nick Caponi. Absolutely gorgeous. I thought I turned that off. Guess I didn't. And then these interior pages. Now, Rayne of Ages is black and white. It helps us with making it a little less expensive to produce, of course, and also just the fact that, Nick and I both like black and white. Of course, I like color also, but he just does some really, really profound work when he's working in black, white, and gray tones. I've been using Kickstarter since 2017, more than 7 years now. And I've got to actually sit down and count how many campaigns I've had that have succeeded and funded. We've got two accounts. We've got the personal account of mine where I do our comics, and then we've got the Sinopa account where we primarily do role playing game stuff. Although we haven't done any role playing game books in a while, 4 years now actually. Wow, it's terrible. Probably get something launched. Yeah, next year definitely. I'd like to put something out in January, but I got to be careful because my promotional schedules are going to conflict, and we don't want that. Oh, I was scrolling down and I lost track of what I was doing. And of course, we came out with a gorgeous mug for this one, art by JP Buzio. This is after that moment in issue one where Rayne takes and lights up the ruins so that they can see what they're doing, where they're going. Check something. Did I post that? Cool. Yep. It is. Sorry, I'm dicking around. I know. Bear with me. Oh, it didn't post. That's not good. So everyone who's watching that now, thought we had people earlier. So what's wrong? Man, I screwed the pooch on that one. Sorry, guys. All right. There we go. 30 minutes left. $2,050 of a $5,000 goal. We need about $100 a minute to fund at this point. That's all right. We'll come back bigger and better than ever. That's the thing about crowdfunding, guys. Let me get up on my soapbox for a second here. I am completely messing this up. There we go. Now that should be working. Too many tabs. Too busy feeding my face and not busy enough actually paying attention to the stream. I don't really stream much by myself. I'm usually on other people's stuff. So I guess I got to figure this out. More and more people saying, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. I don't really think you have to, but I think it's probably a good idea. We're getting to the level where we kind of have to make sure that people know who we are, what we're doing, and get out there and just really, really let people know. Let me go ahead, put this in. Something simple. Cool. All right. Do we have any comments from anybody yet? Let's see. No comments yet. We picked up some more followers on Twitter recently. That was kind of, or X or whatever you want to call it. That was kind of cool. All right. Wow, I've been live half an hour already. That's crazy. All right. I got lost in the thought there for a minute, guys. Good food for dinner, coffee, and chase it with. I really wish I could get into there, but there's a couple of projects on there that we haven't announced yet. So, does anyone have any guesses what the IP is that we're licensing for that top secret project in February? Anyone have any guesses? Any suspects? Do you think you know? Do you think you know? Huge thanks to everyone who's watching through YouTube right now as we count down the Rayne of Ages issue 4 Kickstarter campaign. We are at $2,000 towards our $5,000 goal. So, yeah, about 40%. If you had the campaign saved and didn't pledge to it yet, please do come on up. It is going to take a miracle for us to reach goal tonight, but we'd like to see coming out support as possible. But just quick note, don't get in here and pledge something goofy just to try and float the numbers up, because if we do actually, we'll charge you whatever goofy amount. So yeah, just find a tier you'd be comfortable with. If we do hit it, pledge it. Say hi in the comments. Love to hear from that. All right, and more watching. Cool. So, folks, if you got any questions, any comments, any criticisms or concerns, please make sure you post them to the platform that you were seeing this. I can see YouTube, I can see X/Twitter, and I can see Facebook, and then also I can see comments on the Rayne of Ages Kickstarter campaign. So if you got anything you want to ask, please do. We do have a lot going on for 2025. John, if you're watching, Nick is actually out tonight, so it'll probably be sometime next week before I get a chance to put that in front of it. Let's talk about Nick. Hey, we got some comments. Let's see what we got. Holy crap, Pete! How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. How's the stream look? Did I get it anywhere close to right? No telling, right? Pete Vasquez, everybody. The man's a fantastic artist, street artist, graffiti artist. One of my daughter's favorite artists, actually. Her favorites are actually Alexia Veldhausen is like top tier, her ultimate go to artist. And then Pete is in that probably that top five, because she's a big fan of Alexia. She's a really really big fan of Aisha Golsenev and Kelsey Cohen Hardigan, Sandra Cole, and then Pete's in there, right? Probably about the same level that Kelsey is, as far as affection for the work. So actually, that's pretty good company to be in, Pete. Your work is on her wall alongside Alexia, alongside Kelsey, alongside Paul Walcott, um, alongside Sandra Cole. Yeah, that's good company to be in. Those are some badass artists right there. And you too, man. And also, she's got She's been putting together like this binder. We're trying to find a bigger scrapbook for her. A lot of a lot of the little pieces we've gotten from you over the years, especially the like the My Hero stuff on the back of the UPS squares. God, she loves those things. But at least she's no longer sticking them to furniture. So that thankfully that ended a couple of years ago. But there's still a couple of pieces of furniture that have Pete Vasquez, My Hero Academia stuff stuck to them and Pokemon stuff stuck to them. Most of those pieces are now in my office, including the one right behind me. There's a toga on that one, so that's pretty cool. So Pete, we are basically counting down the end of the Rayne of Ages issue 4 Kickstarter campaign. Doesn't look like we're going to pull off the miracle that we were hoping to and get this done in the final hours, but we gave it one hell of a good try. Hats off to everyone who pledged to this campaign. We had um, pretty low price points. And as anyone who does crowdfunding will tell you, really low price points you need a lot of backers. And we just couldn't get the word out effectively enough. But that's a combination of not using paid advertising on social media platforms and relying on just the regular social media reach. That's part of that, and then everything that came out with the just a huge upswing of political content swapping everyone's interests. Algorithms love conflict, so you'll get a lot of traction on your political posts and less traction on your art, your live streams about your comics and stuff like that. So hopefully, U.S. politics will calm down for a little while, for a little bit at least, and we can go ahead and get back to showing people cool stuff. My hope, anyway. Sorry, I'm gonna try and turn this at least down to where it only buzzes and stops ringing. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but that little buzz, buzz, buzz is driving me crazy. All right. So Pete says we look fine. Pete, I grabbed some AI generated thumbnail crap to stick behind me because I don't have like an illustration done yet for my backdrop. I'll probably have to get that done. I'll probably reach out to Alexia and have her do something cool so we have the digital backdrop. I think that's an appropriate, good idea, and it's a good way to get her even more work. God knows she's already working herself to death, or not to death. That's a bad way of putting it. She's working a lot. Let's put it that way. She's working a lot. Pete, are you streaming tonight? You gonna be live on Twitch, or what's the deal with that tonight? Hmm. That's what I get for not not staying active. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so welcome to everyone who's coming in right now. I'm getting a little bit of an uptick. Good to see you guys. We are counting down. Okay, so Pete's just thinking about it. He's not sure yet. Yeah, if you go live, let us know and we'll go ahead and for what for whatever traffic we can get, we'll put the link down in and let people find you on Twitch. Definitely check out Pete's Twitch stream. He's really good at it, to tell you the truth. I don't watch him as much as I would like to, unfortunately, because I'm always either working on something or promoting something or whatever. But I like the fact I get to watch him create and watch him draw. And that's one of the things that's cool about him when like we're on with Larry or Max or anyone else. He's always drawing something. He's always painting something. He's always creating. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about Uh, the artists that I know, they all seem to have that in common. They are all always creating. They're always honing their craft. There's a lot to that. And people, I tell you, my daughter wants to learn how to draw, and I kind of took some motivation from Pete and from Warren Brown too, particularly. Warren just absolutely dove in head first and really just took these huge strides and practiced like a freaking maniac constantly for a couple of years. And his art has improved, and you can watch it in its evolution over the course of those couple of years through his social media. And now he's making Sig and Joe. He's got such strong lines, and he he's so much more certain, like, constructs the characters. Their dimensions are, really firmed up. And so I guess what you could have to say is a practiced hand at creating his own content. I mean, it's fantastic. And Pete, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's going to be grayscaling your project, right? Cool. So that is the plan as of now. Groovy. Well, we got $2,050 out of 5,000, 118 backers. So unless Mr. Dan Polt shows up and drops like 3 grand on it, we'll be relaunching in March, which is really unfortunate. I was really wanting to get this book into everyone's hands before Christmas. But we'll try harder next year. Actually, we tried pretty hard this year. We'll try smarter and harder next year. I think smarter is probably the key to success. Let's see if we got any comments. Nope, no more new comments here. I'll shoot a video update after the campaign's over, and we'll go ahead and just affirm to the backers that we will be back and we will make this happen. But I guess we're going to need something for a tier at like the $40 to $50 range. Now, I usually don't do much of that, but I guess we're going to have to. So, if anyone has any suggestions, anything they'd like to see, like a higher tier item like that, just drop a comment wherever you're watching this, and I'll see it. Even if it's after the stream is over, just drop a comment, and we'll go ahead and we'll check it out. All right. So we were talking about like the origin of Rayne and the mystic order of the Rochelle and Rochelin. When we were playing like the original D&D campaign 20 something years ago, where I created that, the guys and I had a number of adventures for that. What is the short time works for BDI and their fan base? It's a tough sell. Yeah, we did 3 weeks. 3 weeks has usually been pretty good. We've done several 3 week campaigns. I think the big problem was it was like the 3 weeks right before the election. That was less than smart on my part, you know. And even with BDI, I looked at the BDI campaign the other day, and that campaign was not doing as well as I expected. I was surprised. I guess the big question is going to be, will I be able to raise the money up to and have issue 4 completely done as far as, get the lettering done before we relaunch in March? Maybe. It's about $1,000, a little bit more than that. But I guess I'm gonna have to find, a bunch of interesting topics to cobble together as we start doing more live streaming activity in the coming weeks. You know, yeah, but doesn't Critter usually do like 25? John, what's up, man? Our covers we usually are paying total cost between the cover art and if we have separate colorists and colorists, we're usually 500 to $1,000 depending on the artist. Now with this one, we actually came in a little less than that. I shouldn't say 500 because that kind of does include like the title card work and everything. So figure like 400 to 900 is probably more realistic. Yeah, per cover. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm just glad he's funded. That's what's really cool. Being funded is best. But yeah, we will come back strong. We'll get it out. Yeah, the guys we've been hiring, Peter, are usually 400 to 1,000, depending on what it is. And I mean, you'd be surprised what I pay Alexia. Alexia is the highest paid artist on the whole team. Although we're putting other people up to Alexia's pay scale. But the thing is, you know, Alexia's been drawing for me for 7 years. More than earned it. I'm not saying that, Pete. Art style's just different, man. Didn't you once tell me there's not a better or worse art? There's just different styles. I think that was you that told me that. Oh crap! Are we down to 9 minutes already? Woo! But getting back to the economics on it too. Our interior budget, our interior budget for line art, color, and lettering, which doesn't apply to Rayne, but to our like Tibby and 47 Furious Tales and our secret project coming, and the 1 in a Million project, and a few others that we've got cooking in the background. We budget $250 a page to get all three elements done, right? Editing included in our art budget. It's a separate line item, and that's dependent on how many pages there are in total and how much art review has to be done, and script review, and all that. So that's why it's a separate item. I negotiate that with Alexia separately. But the thing is 250 a page sounds like a lot, but it's actually not a whole lot. We break it down to an hourly rate. It's just the best that we can do. Honestly, if I had like the infinite money glitch or whatever going in my favor, not the illegal one, like if I was just really rich, then 400 to $500 per interior page I think is much more reasonable. Up until the title gets established, and if the title becomes really successful, then more after that. But people have told me before it's like you can get things done cheaper if you hire someone in the Philippines. But the problem with that is that I don't pay people less just because they live somewhere different than me. You know, so and being able to communicate with someone is very important. Language barrier is hard to overcome. So working with people here in the United States and just paying the best rates that I can muster, that's a big deal. 7 minutes left, folks. Pete says not me. Pete, sorry. Looks like we have a fat number 0 people watching on Facebook. And a quick hi to everyone on X, everyone on YouTube. And again, guys, for who are messaging me on X, um, I'll have to get back with you after the stream. So if it's something critical, if you want to talk about it, go ahead and post it publicly. I'll go ahead and respond. If it's something business related, and you're someone I'm already working with, then I'll get to you as soon as I get off the stream. Sound fair, Pete? Does that sound like a good plan? I don't want to take it. Charlie, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? We got John and Pete, and Jolly, and how many other people here? We got like 4 people on YouTube and 10 or 12 people on X. Yeah, I know. I gotta stop doing the stealth stuff. The whole point of stealth is not to be seen, and the whole point of doing the stream is to be seen. That's a pretty good one. Thanks, Jolly, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking a lot about comics and RPGs as I start streaming more. Because apparently that's something I need to do in order to just make people know that we're here. The thing is that I don't want to get lost in the streaming as being a key thing. Oh yeah, Pete, that's a good idea. Make a schedule. Yeah, that's a good plan. I need to pick a day for it. I don't want to do that's new comic book day, and we already have like 1,000 weekly poll video streamers. I don't want to do a Monday. It's freaking Monday, and everyone's got the Mondays. Well, no, I'll figure it out. I'll pick a day. Make sure that I'm going through here. So, John, you think we need to do another NSFW cover? Cool. Cool. I'll do that, Pete. But John, yeah, you brought up a good point. I mean, we could do another NSFW cover. I mean, it would add, like I said, about $500 in expense to the campaign, $400 in expense to the campaign, something like that. But I mean, we could do that. Um, Pete's, by the way, guys, Pete streams Mondays at 10 and occasionally pick up. Pre-launch on this one, I want to say we had 74, if I remember right, Jolly. I think we had 74 on pre-launch page, something like that, 73, 74. And then we did the end of our first 24 hours, we had 71 backers. So I mean, the people who signed up for the pre-launch page, they came in hard, so that was good. But we had a pretty simple campaign, and I think that bit us a little bit. And then my social media posts just have not been seen anywhere. Like I'm seeing about 30% of my usual visibility. So even as small as my social media presence is, where you get like, oh hey, you have like 100 views or 200 views or something like that on Twitter/X, instead of 100 to 200, I was seeing 10 to 30. And that's just freaking god awful, you know. And it was usually like the same people too. So gotta love them, man. The people who are watching your stuff when they're there when no one else is, right? Well, so Pete does Mondays. Um, I don't know. I'll figure something out. We'll pick a regular day. Oh, it's Atrocity Press. Is that Max DeVille? I see. We are counting down to the end of the Rayne of Ages issue 4. John says NSFW, it's what brings people, being it's not part of the mainstream comic book world. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. and we could probably do another NSFW cover. Um, Let me talk to Aisha because I think Aisha's done our strongest NSFW cover so far. Or hear me out, Damian Torres. You know, Jesus, Damian's done some fantastic stuff. So we got about 2 minutes left. And speaking of NSFW stuff, um, if I show the Tibby NSFW cover for issue 2, they're probably gonna, you know, slap my wrist on YouTube. But yeah, Max, yeah, Atrocity Press does NSFW really well. When is the next Atrocity Press crowdfunding campaign? Is it January? Oh, we're counting down seconds, yo. Quick, someone tap Elon Musk. My ex-wife, which means it's my daughter. Hold on a second here. Hello. Hey, Bug Bug. Daddy is streaming. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Here, let me put you on speakerphone. Say hi, everybody. You feeling bad, Bug Bug? Hey, can I call you back in a few minutes? All right, I love you. I'll call you back in a few minutes. All right. Mwah. Yeah, I know. I interrupt stream to answer my daughter on the phone. Sue me. So Atrocity Press in January. Cool. We were going to do something in January, and then I realized we've got the big secret project in February, and so we're going to be promoting that pretty hard. So everything is going to go from February forward. All right, we are at 40 seconds, folks. We won't have any balloons this time. But we gave it one hell of a try. Huge thanks to all 118 backers who came out, pledged to the campaign to try and help get us there. We came about 41% of goal, 100 people, and God bless all of you. Yeah, the official Sonoma booth operator, she's fantastic. She actually outsold me this past weekend. It was crazy. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's okay, folks. We will come back bigger and better. I'll talk to Nick and Aisha about the NSFW thing for book 4. And then book 5 should be right after that because I expect to have book 5's scripts done. Yeah, man, I'm so glad you're liking it, John. It's a lot of fun, man. It really is. And hopefully we get to get out the Snow Omnibus Volume 3. We've got all the art from Alexia, and we've had all the art for a while. It's just trying to get things fit together and try and get finished. Every time I get ready to do something, either you know, Wizards of the Coast either takes, oh well, we're going to change the open game license. All your books are belong to us, or they something else silly like send them to guys' houses. Or, any time I start doing something to get ready to put a 5 EOGL book out, something goes sideways, and then I'm like, well, we'll sit down and we'll decompress on it for a while, and then I get back to work on it, and it's okay. Yeah, you go, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh hey, and in this corner, Hasbro says chemical warfare is great, or whatever. But you get the idea. Up somehow. Yeah, the OGL was fucking ridiculous. Pardon my language. I curse too much sometimes, which is a real shock because there for the longest time I didn't. And then I remember the first time Max DeVille heard me curse, and he was just like, "What the fuck?" So yeah. Well, we did not reach goal this time, guys. Funding unsuccessful. I hate to see it. We will come back bigger, better, stronger. Um, I am going to be doing more videos and more live stream stuff. And then once we have announced officially the secret project for February, we'll get the pre-launch page up and I want to launch probably the first week of February for that. And I would like to see. I know this is going to sound really ridiculous for everyone, but I would really like to see at least 1,000 people on the pre-launch page sign up. So we're going to push that pretty hard. We're actually going to go back to basics and do a couple of early bird specials those first few days. And the idea is to really just pound the hell out of the campaign out the gate so that the algorithm sees us really hard on Kickstarter, and we can hopefully get, instead of just two days of really epic, time, that we can get like maybe 4 days out of it and just really, really pour a lot of our heart and soul into it. So that's what I'm looking at there. What we got here? Pete says crowdfunding is down because people don't have money and creators can't see to tap the people that don't use crowdfunding. They keep saying $20. And Press, I think digital is taking over, and with the cost of digital, is extremely difficult to make your funding goals. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you get a higher percentage of the actual pledge when you take digital, but it's a smaller amount. So you usually need basically three backers at a digital tier to make up for the money that you would have done on a physical tier. Yeah, yeah, we needed. I actually calculated about 260, but I was counting on a couple of original offer, and then we only offered the one, and that just didn't move either. So I mean, it really kind of sunk us. Um, so that's one of the things too. We actually migrate up to a value proposition of about $25 for like a single issue floppy, as opposed to like 17, 18, which is where we've been at usually historically. Usually, now we have, like I said, when we've done some specialty items like holochrome covers, or if we've done like the not safe for work covers, those have been priced higher. But one of the things too is that my overall presence, my footprint on social media, my footprint on Kickstarter isn't really that high. You if I were seeing 400 or 500 backers, we could get away with things as low as like 13 or 14 or $15 for average pledge share, and that would be fine. But the reality of it is, with us coming in between, usually in between 200 and 300, usually around the 250, 260 mark, 240, 260, I guess is a more realistic way of saying it. With Rayne, we've gotta find some other cool stuff to put in there. And the thing is, guys, like I've had campaigns that have failed before. I mean, we have fulfilled like what 30 campaigns between all the platforms so far, or something like that. But we've had like the first three issues, the first 47 Furious Tales, each of them failed the first time. We tried to do a collaborative effort early on, like in late 2018, that was going to be a collection of short comic stories, and that didn't work. And then we got a thing that came out on Kickstarter this one time that was the Break Kickstarter event, and they let people know like 2 weeks ahead of time that it was coming. Was the first I heard of it, and I was like, "What am I going to get ready for in 2 weeks?" I was only doing RPG stuff at the time, and so I drafted up this kooky idea, and I figured out how to make it work, and I figured out who I could use for all this, and I got everything lined up, and we decided to do the quote unquote broken RPG. And so I was writing shit like crazy and getting stuff up, and we didn't really have any graphics done other than like the title card. It was so hokey, but we gave it a try, um, and it didn't fly, which is probably good because I'd probably still be working on them, 5 years later. Um, but the big thing too, for crowdfunding anyway, I'd always rather under promise and over deliver, and I think we've been really good about that. We've been a few days late with comics before. I think we've been a couple of weeks late once. or maybe like 6 weeks late once, maybe. But every day I miss a deadline like that drives me up the wall. I try to be as on time as. Yeah, John says it pretty well too, and Jolly and I have talked about this, and Max and Pete and I have talked about this. It says John says you'll find the magic carrot to dangle in front of people. I found you by random chance and love it so far, but you need to find a way to put out a bit more presence online. Yeah, I mean, agreed, and that's what the doing more videos and more streaming was going to be about. We were working on doing like a weekly YouTube thing, and then I got COVID in July, and then pneumonia in not pneumonia, the flu in August on top of that. So I was down for like the last 2 months of the summer. I just haven't quite got back into the groove of things, but working on it, working on it. Cool. All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me as we counted down the Rayne of Ages crowdfunding campaign, the Rayne of Ages issue 4, 2020. We're going to be back in with more crowdfunding goodness in February with our secret project. We'll be putting links after that when we announce it. Um, I am going to be showing off some art. Actually, you know what? Let's show off some art while we're here. Why not, right? You go get it. Bear with me a second, everybody. I have to go get into the Google Drive. Oh, goodness. Yeah, guys, if you're going to be creating stuff, especially with comics where everything is like so graphic intensive, make sure that you are getting your offsite storage because I'll tell you what, guys, you use up so much space. It's ridiculous. So much space. All right, let's see if we can get that there. We're going to share this tab instead. So, guys, this is not a cover. Oh, Jolly, I love this. Jolly says, "What's the secret project?" I said, "It's the secret project that we're launching in February. We're going to announce the actual title and everything here in a couple of weeks. Uh, but we are licensing an intellectual property, a tabletop role playing game intellectual property for its very first ever full color comic. And this is one of the interior pages. This is one of the splash pages that we've had done. A lot of people have said, "Well, which cover is this?" This actually isn't a cover. This is interior work. So this is what the inside of the book is going to look like. It's interior by Damian Torres and color by Nick Capone. So yeah, how's that for badass? Let me blow this up a little bit. Let's see the release here. Look at the detail on this, guys. Is that not incredible? What do you think? And while we've got everyone here, the script on that book is currently sitting at 48 pages. We're going to get it through edits. Either we usually we're in that same ballpark. So 48 to 44 or 48 to 52 pages, something like that is where we're expecting to be. So what do you guys think? We've got 48 page floppy with this high of quality on the inside. What do you guys think is a fair price? You guys think about that and start posting. I'm gonna take this last bite of dinner. What do you think, guys? The script is currently at 48, but when it goes through edits, it'll be either 48, 44, or 52. So we'll use 48 since that's the current script page count. 48 pages, full color, 80 pounds silk paper like we always use on the inside. And then we're looking at 100, 110 cardstock that we use on the covers anyway. Because we're having a really hard time getting 130-pound cardstock anymore. But that's what our interior art looks like. And I'm gonna tell you, I think this is absolutely badass. The guys put in so much detail in this. Yeah, but count it as 48 pages, 48 interior pages, and then the cover. I can't really show the cover right now because it's not complete, and if I show it, it's going to give away what the IP is. So, because if you go by the accepted, I say accepted, I should put air quotes around that. Can't show the cover yet. It the cover's not complete yet. It's still getting colored. And it's got details on it that'll give away what the IP is. But the cover is it's stunning. It really is. We'll be showing it in the next couple of weeks after we finish signing the last contracts and everything. But but if we go to like the conventional wisdom of like 50 cents per interior page, like $24 for the book. I'd say like 25 probably just to be safe. But one of the things that I'm looking at is, of course, doing a holochrome version of the cover or a metal cover. Now, a metal cover is fiercely expensive. But I've already talked to the guys who I'm going to have do it, and we're going to have a mock up done with the actual cover art. I should be ordering that this coming week, and then should have it probably right after Thanksgiving, I think, or first week of December. And then, assuming that all of our contracts are signed by then, we'll show that off. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Is that not gorgeous interior work or what? To give you an idea, I'm probably gonna get some prints made of this because the detail level is so high. I mean, you can see the pupils in the eyes, all the lighting effect work that Nick did in the colors, all the line art details in the belt and the clothing and everything from Damien, and then the colors that Nick laid over it. Freaking gorgeous. Even like the little fine details on the sword that were placed there. These guys are just ridiculously good. And then what you see really when you're looking at it in a comic, pretty damn badass. All right, let's see here. Jolly's got. I'm not a fan of the $25 book. They aren't do well at all lately. You're looking at $35 shipping. Yeah, easily, especially with two postal increases coming up in the next 6 months. Still read paperback and let my mind fill it in. That's just, all right, cool, cool. This is actually an adaptation of a short story by the creator of the IP, and we're doing that as our debut for it. I kind of think, if you do the 50 cents per page bookmark on there as a common price, it comes out to like 24.25. Oh no, we need a lot more than that. This project, we have to have $40,000 to fund. We need almost 2,000 backers. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot going on with it. But again, it's based off of a beloved tabletop RPG IP, and it's the very first one. So hopefully, we get to see a lot of traffic from that. But we're gonna have to find a good price point schedule, and I've been working on the math. There's a few things that we can do that are higher value propositions, like the specialty covers and such, and try and bring in the actual regular crowdfunding edition of the book. Hopefully, we can get it under $20. Is my hope. With the shipping, though, there's no way just because of the weight of this thing. it being 48 pages, all the shipping material and everything. I mean, there's just no way to mitigate that, especially with the coming postage increase. And yeah, yeah, I mean, we need an order of magnitude higher as far as backers. Yeah, we have to have a $40,000 goal between the art costs, which are, when art interior page budget's 250, right? So you're looking at $12,000 just in art costs for the interior. Covers already paid for. I'm paying out of pocket for the first few interior pages. And then we've got the legal fees and licensing fees, the print fees on this, and then shipping. The shipping costs are going to be terrible because, like I said, we've got two more postage rates increase. Yeah, yeah, we need to be bright and shiny, but we also need to make sure that we bring in everybody. So we've got some actual marketing stuff that we're going to be doing as far as getting stuff out to people, particularly in the United States, especially because it's within our price point. Um, and then there's the other thing too is that the IP owners are going to help promote through the actual game, so that's cool. But yeah, we're still going to need 1,500, 2,000 backers. And I mean, the PDF on this thing alone is going to be probably $10. And I don't think I've ever charged $10 for a comic PDF before. I think they've always been 5 or 6. I mean, this is basically the size of two comics at 48 pages. Yeah. So it's a big deal. When we say it's the biggest thing we've ever done, not kidding. It's huge. We always 40K. So we are reaching out. I keep saying we. It's like personality disorder or something. I keep reaching out to a lot of the streamers and YouTubers and folks whose shows I've been on, and we're doing recorded interviews. We're going to launch simultaneously on launch day, so that everyone's followers has a chance to get in on the early bird specials to save a little money on the pledging and get involved. And then we got scheduling that we're still doing for the actual month of February for interviews and such. But yeah, we have to have a $40,000 goal between, like I said, between the art costs and the shipping costs, the printing costs. That's 75% of that right there. Well, a little bit more, really, a little bit more than 75% of it, and then the remaining is our legal, our licensing, our tax obligation. Because we can't have people giving us money without the government stepping in to get some of it too, right? But I tell you guys, I'm glad you all like the art. The fellas are doing some fantastic work on it. Again, we got Damian Torres who did time traveling psychedelic mushrooms, and then Nick Capone on colors. Um, the gentleman who did the title card for Tibby, James Lee, he's doing the title card for this one, and we're just gonna take and just start just smashing it. Just absolutely put everything we can into it. But yeah, we're gonna take and actually use the list of emails that we have, which is about 2,000 people now, all previous backers. So we never like buy email lists or anything stupid like that. That's just ridiculous. Then we'll have stuff that'll go out through the owners of the IP, their socials and through their marketing channels too. And then of course all of our people that we're doing our pre-recorded videos with. But yeah, we need 2,000 backers. So maybe maybe we should do something for like the first 2,000 backers. That's an idea I hadn't had before. That'd be kind of cool. What do you think, guys? Like, do a special something for the first 2,000 backers, right? That sounds like a cool idea, actually. Like if you back this book and you're one of the first 2,000 people, then you get this extra special something. I don't want it to be stickers though. Everyone does stickers. I want to do something different. Maybe like a special art print or something just for those first 2,000 people. Yeah, I mean, good God, first day thing. Yeah, probably like more like the probably the whole campaign guy. First 2,000 people get this. I mean, if our promotion stuff works out real well, then amen. Um, it won't be a very complicated campaign. I think the current draft has like 9 tiers in all, and that's between the regular cover, the idea of having a holochrome and then a metal cover because that's what our current build is looking like. Although, but the metal thing is still kind of up in the air. I can do the holochrome, and I've got a pretty good way of calculating the weight on that. But the metal one, I really need to get it in hand so I can see how it specifically affects like our packaging. Yeah, how it affects our packaging. If there's any need for additional materials, is it still going to fit into our Silver Age bags and boards, or do we need magazine size bags and boards for it? How much extra packaging material do we need to protect the metal covers to keep them from, you know, getting bent or warped or whatever? Um, how does that affect the weight, that kind of thing? Because we want to make sure that we have everything squared and ready to roll. The biggest important thing is that people get their stuff in the best condition that it can possibly be in. So we do a lot on this end to make sure that happens. So, quick reminder for folks who are messaging me on X and on Facebook. I'll get to that once I'm done with this. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call my daughter back and wish her good night and tell her I love her and all that good stuff because she went tonight because she's sick all day. And she'll probably be back here tomorrow if she's still sick and take care of her some more. Um, and that's okay. Yeah, we'll get that taken care of. But if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and post them here or message me on X or Facebook or something, and I'll go ahead and get to that. John, Jolly, Pete, Max, guys, everybody, it's been great to see you all tonight. And for my next trick, we'll have successful, a successful crowdfunding in February where we blow everyone's mind past $40,000, right? All right, guys, have a good one.